So Chrome OS and Android is basically merging into a one single platform. So and here's everything that you need to know about it. With that said, let's explore. Hi, my name is Ryan, and you're watching Android Explored. And over the past years, there have been rumors floating that Google is basically merging Chrome OS and Android, and I can't basically features such as Chrome OS being able to run Android, multi-window support, etc., all point to that Google might basically merge Chrome OS into Android. But until recently, there hasn't been solid confirmation from Google as of recently. So in September of 2025, in Qualcomm's Snapdragon Summit, Google's Samir Samath has already confirmed that this merger is definitely happening. That is Chrome OS merging with Android. And his exact words were, "We are taking the Chrome OS experience and re-baselining the technology underneath it on Android." So that gives us a little bit of context as to how this merger is going to be happening. But I will be coming back to it a little bit later. So stick on. So stick on to this video to find out more. Now, as well as Qualcomm's CEO has said that he has seen it and it is incredible, and he can't wait to have one. So that is also adding more fuel to the fire and more confirmation that this is actually happening. So now moving on to why Google is doing this. So let's explore some of the strategic motivations behind this bold move. So I can think of basically one, three, three reasons that this might be happening is unified AI and feature stack. So maintaining two platforms means that it's going to be more resources and more time taken from for Google to basically maintain two separate platforms. So merging them both into one single platform means more features for both of the platforms while spending less resources in developing them, and better hardware software synergy. So as I said, Chrome OS now has the ability to basically do multi-window support just like Android, and also run Android applications on top. So now that's basically better software synergy. And also the third reason is basically competing with Apple's integrated experience, such as the iPad OS, iPhone OS, such as etc., and reducing fragmentations and simplifying app development. So developers currently must think across two platforms. A unified target could basically reduce overhead, unifying APIs, and increase consistency. Android already started adapting desktop features such as multi-window support. So basically, think Samsung Dex, and now Google Pixel tablets also have multiple windows, and foldable devices also have multiple window support. So more like desktop experience such as, and capitalizing on existing synergy. So Chromebooks already run many Android apps in containers. Android tablets already borrow productivity UI elements, and the starting alignment was also very close. Now, how will the merger will work? So now coming back to what I said earlier, that basically the rebaseline in Chrome OS with Android's underlying engineering. So that gives us a little bit of context as to how this will happen. So the plan is not to drop Chrome OS's identity, that is immediately, but instead user experience layer on top of Android. So the Chrome OS UI, such as featuring Windows multitasking workspace organizations, will be ported to run on Android's kernel/base. Number two is backward compatibility and transition support. So Google has assured current Chromebooks and Android devices will not be left behind, that the shift will be gradual. So apps targeting Chrome OS or Android should continue working with a unified compatibility layer. And hardware requirements and first wave. So the initial wave of new Chromebooks and laptops devices will use Snapdragon/ARM based chips optimized for the new OS. So some codenames have already been whispered, such as Quartz, QNB for Snapdragon powered Chromebooks. Google may also unveil a new Pixel laptop or tablet as a flagship for the merged OS. Now, how will this merger be in benefit to Chrome OS users and whatnot. So potential upsides are basically simplified ecosystem. So one OS, one code base, and one set of tools, and faster feature rollouts. So how I mentioned before that basically Chrome OS and Android requires two separate engineering teams, so that more work needs to be put out to basically roll out feature updates. But when the two platforms merge and it's basically going to be one feature set, so it's going to be much faster to roll out features and basically bug fixes, and better cross-device continuity. So workflows more naturally between phone slash tablet slash PC. So stronger competition for Apple in general, and integrating computing, more developer and efficiency and less fragmentation. So now that's the pros. Now coming to the some of the risks slash challenges, backward compatibility issues. So older Chromebooks might struggle with heavier Android base performance slash optimization hurdles. So phone oriented Android may need to be hardened or full desktop workflows. Security and update models. Chrome OS is known for its rapid patching and sandbox merging, introducing new attack surfaces. User resistance. Long time Chrome OS users may resist big changes to the UI or experience. So now basically looking at the timeline and what to expect. Google expects the unified OS to be ready for consumer devices next year, so in 2026. But as with any major OS shift, expect a multi-year rollout. Early builds, developer previews, then flagship devices. So first generation of merged devices may come in late 2025 or even early 2026. In the meantime, watch for tighter integration. Android bringing more desktop features. Chromebooks receiving deeper AI enhancements such as Gemini and whatnot, and basically more convergence in app behavior. Also, keep an eye on hardware, new Snapdragon slash ARM Chromebook lines, possibly even Google's on Pixel laptop. So with that said, that has been it for me, and I'll be keeping you more updated on the recent developments regarding the Chromebook and Android merger. And with that said, that's all for me. See you in the next time.